It all began on a quiet Saturday morning in a small town in Ohio. Emily Turner, a 27-year-old woman with bright brown eyes and a determined heart, lived in a modest house she had inherited from her grandmother. She was known for her kindness, resilience, and a way of bringing calm to everyone around her. Life hadn't been easy. Working 2 jobs to support herself and caring for her younger cousin, Daniel, had left her little time for herself. But she had learned to cherish the small things: early morning coffee, the sound of rain against her windows, and the comfort of community. That particular weekend felt different. Daniel, who was 19, had asked if he could invite some friends over. Emily didn't think much of it. She was always supportive of him making connections and living his own life. For her, family meant being there in every way, even when times were tough. But she never expected that the events of that day would challenge her in ways she had never imagined. At first, it was just the 2 of them. Emily sat in the living room reading a book while Daniel helped fix the squeaky front door. They laughed, traded small jokes, and enjoyed the quietness of the morning. It reminded Emily of how much they had been through together, especially after Daniel had lost his parents at a young age. She had stepped in not as a replacement but as a guiding figure who believed in his potential. The doorbell rang around noon. That was when the day changed. 3 of Daniel's closest friends, Michael, Chris, and Aaron, walked in with broad smiles and cheerful energy. Emily welcomed them warmly, offering snacks and drinks, just as her grandmother used to do when guests visited. She believed in hospitality, and it showed in the way she made everyone feel at home. At first, things were light-hearted. The group chatted in the living room, sharing funny stories from school and work. Michael, the tallest of the 3, had dreams of becoming a firefighter. Chris, with his quick wit, was studying computer science. Aaron, quieter but thoughtful, wanted to be a teacher. Emily listened with admiration, realizing how these young men carried such hope for the future despite the uncertainty that life often threw at them. But as the day stretched into evening, the atmosphere shifted. A sudden summer storm rolled in, lightning flashing against the windows, thunder echoing across the sky. The electricity flickered once, twice, before finally going out. The house sank into semi-darkness, lit only by candles Emily quickly gathered from the kitchen. The boys laughed nervously at first, joking about being stuck in a haunted house. But Emily noticed how the storm seemed to bring a strange tension into the room. Everyone was quiet for a moment, listening to the rain pounding heavily against the roof. Daniel, trying to keep things light, suggested they play a storytelling game. Each person would share a personal experience, something meaningful, dramatic, or even secret that they had never told anyone before. What followed was a night none of them would forget. Michael went first, sharing how he once saved his younger sister from a house fire when he was just 14. His voice trembled as he spoke, and Emily could see the mixture of pride and lingering trauma in his eyes. The others listened silently, realizing how much weight he carried beneath his cheerful exterior. Chris followed, revealing that he had been struggling with anxiety since high school. He admitted that sometimes he felt like he had to put on a mask just to fit in. Emily's heart ached for him, knowing how difficult it was for anyone to open up about something so vulnerable. Aaron, the quiet one, shared last. He told them how he wanted to be a teacher because one of his own teachers had once believed in him when no one else did. He said that moment had changed his entire life. Emily's eyes glistened with tears, recognizing how one small act of kindness could echo through someone's future. When it was Emily's turn, she hesitated. She wasn't used to being the center of attention. But with everyone's eyes on her, she opened up about how difficult it had been to raise Daniel while working multiple jobs. She confessed her moments of doubt, her fear of failing him, and how she sometimes felt invisible. The room grew quiet, and then Daniel broke the silence. "You've never failed me," he said firmly. "If anything, you're the reason I've gotten this far. You've always been my family." That moment broke the tension in the room. Emily felt an overwhelming wave of warmth and gratitude. The boys looked at her with newfound respect. They realized she wasn't just someone's cousin, she was a fighter, a caretaker, and a person who had given her all for someone else. As the night continued, laughter slowly returned. They shared more stories, played card games by candlelight, and even sang along to a few old songs from Daniel's playlist. The storm eventually passed, leaving the air fresh and cool. When the lights finally came back on, everyone cheered. It was well past midnight when the group decided to stay over since the roads were still slick with rain. Emily made sure everyone had blankets and pillows. Though tired, she lay awake for a while, reflecting on the evening. Something had shifted that night, not just in the way they saw her, but in how she saw herself. She realized that strength wasn't about carrying burdens silently. It was about sharing them, allowing others to see the cracks, and trusting that they would still stand by you. That night, she felt less alone than she had in years. The weeks that followed brought new energy into Emily's life. Daniel's friends started visiting more often, not just to hang out but also to help around the house, share meals, and even ask her advice. She became a mentor figure, someone they could talk to when life felt heavy. And though Emily still worked long hours, she carried herself differently, with a quiet confidence, knowing she was not invisible after all. Her story became a reminder that life's storms, no matter how dark, often brought people closer together. Sometimes it took being alone at first to realize that you were never truly alone. And so, Emily's life carried on, not perfect, not easy, but full of moments that proved how resilience, love, and connection could turn even the most dramatic day into a memory worth keeping forever.